The newest update of Konosuba Fantastic Days is here, and while it has some bugs in there, it also brought us a lot of really cool features like the smithy, and of course the thing I want to talk about today, the new team building UI feature thingy, whatever you want to call it, right? So yeah, we are going to show it off, explain how it works, the pros and cons between the new and the old mode, and also how you can switch back to the old mode. I'm Katsuma Gaming, let's get right into this. So first things first, you can just switch the style pretty simply by pressing the button there, change style. With that, it's the old mode if it's active. If it's inactive, it's the new mode. And let's talk about the new mode and why it is really cool the moment you get the hang of it. First up, you have a way easier time making your teams now. So for example, if I click on the first unit, you have now the main unit selected that I can swap around between other units if I want to. And I can just quickly swap over to the assist and change them for both. I can do the same thing for the weapon, same thing for earrings, for the ulti animations, and even the fame quest passes, which is really helpful by just making one unit fully upgraded instead of having like 5 different loading times between loading assist once, then loading sub unit for a second time for the weapon and stuff like that. Then I can just swap over, switch next unit, and just do the same thing over there over and over, which is really cool. I can just do that pretty much by all the units. The only thing that I'm kind of missing in this mode compared to the old mode is if we are, remove all the filters and go to the main unit, I cannot easily swap my slot 3 to my slot 5, for example, if I want that, since the top units are no longer the units in your team. It's just purely filtered by whatever your filter settings are, right? So that is the one time when I actually switch over to the old mode. If it's like, okay, you know what, I want to have, in that case, I want to have my Mia on slot 1 instead of Megumi, right? I just want to swap them over because it's easy rotations when I press Ares. So I just switch over, switch the units over, and then I can just switch back and be like, okay, now I want to redo the stuff, and for example be like, okay, my Mia wants more physical attack damage, so let's just stick with that subunit, great, switch over to Megumi, that is fine. Maybe Erika also wants some more damage, just switch over here. Oh, now I just accidentally switched the main units over, which also is easy doable as you can see here, so really cool. And yeah, just like that you can pretty easily make teams and have them all set up and be ready to go. And also, a thing that a lot of people probably don't realize that you can do with that mode is, sorry, I just went out on accident. If you press the current body button up there, it will generate an image for you like you can see it in Arena. And I think that is really valuable, not only for me as a content creator, because now I can just, for my Arena guides, make the teams if I have the units, worst case make the teams in the JP unit, click on the button here, make a screenshot and have like a full prepared team screenshot like you can see in Arena rankings there, which is really cool. You certainly can click on assist to see the sub assist, again similar to how it works in Arena, but in theory you can do all the stuff there that you kind of want to share off, which is really cool. I like this a lot. And yeah, that is pretty much the main difference between the old UI and the new UI. We also got another small thing that I forgot to mention in my guide. That is, if you click on a unit, there is now a hard button here that you can check and uncheck. And I personally would recommend going through all the units and just hard the units you use a lot that are good or just great sub units. Because what you then can do is actually scroll all the way over here by filters. And yeah, there are a lot of filters. There's a now favorite filter. So you can just filter by favorite units and remove all the units that you never ever going to use out. Worst case, just hard everyone that is not in the worst on the sub tier, and you already have, a lot cleaner overview because you don't have the 1 stars or 2 stars, maybe not even the 3 stars besides the gauge up ones, and just the core 4 stars you actually want to use. And just like that, it is a lot simpler to navigate the menus and have a better overview of what you have. The other filters in here are fine, but nothing too crazy. Like the party trait filters are interesting. You can actually filter for units that fill the party trait of Fast Megumin and Swimsuit Kameko, but we don't really care about that. One thing that I like to use a lot is the super gauge boost filter here, because that just allows me to look for great sub units that potentially have that. I'm sorry, I mean here of course. So just like that you can see, okay, Here are all the gauge up units that I have that I could use on my Mia, so I can just be, okay, cool. I want a double gauge here, just let me equip those two. And you know, have just a lot of easier time navigating everything. I really like that feature. Of course, you can also use the other stuff like just filter by 4 stars in general up there, or 4 stars and 3 stars. But I personally think the favorite icon can help you out a lot if you are willing to invest your initial time into it just to hard all the units. And yeah, that is the feature in a nutshell. I think it's really cool. I kind of love it a lot, especially if you get used to it. Especially like the show the team thing first up. That's so cool. Also, we have that menu, and not sure if you guys know about that one, but this is just a quick overview of all the teams that you have currently. You can scroll through just to see how they move. And you also, of course, can name your teams if you want to. For example, I have a team called EX for whatever reason, or event, because I guess they were used for EX or events previously. I just stopped doing it because I just move teams around so much, right? It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that is a really awesome tool, and I'm really happy that we get it. Again, if you're not too familiar with it, or you kind of feel like clunky, feel free to just switch back to the old style, and worst case, keep it like that. But I highly recommend learning the new UI, because it just makes team building so much simpler, especially if you really need to redo a whole team. So for example, I want to make this, instead of an earth team, a fire team. Imagine now going to that unit, have that loading time, select the main unit, then go to the next tier, loading time, next one loading time. You can really quickly see here how much longer this would take just navigating through everything here. Like, the loading times here with that is ridiculous. It just takes so long, and you have it so much faster the other way. So I really recommend doing that just to have an easier time in the future, right? Well, let's remove that again. Then we have our filter set back. That's everything I really want to show off in this video. So again, if you have sub, like, subscribe, follow for more content. I should hopefully upload a new arena run tomorrow, I guess, where I actually use the Detective Mia to great success. So that should be really interesting to see. And of course, on the weekend, more summon videos are coming. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow for more, that you're not missing that. And use that feature. It feels so good to just instantly max it out. It's so good. But yeah, that's it. That's my gaming. Signing out. Have a nice day. See you all in the next one. Bye.